Dale Bolton here. As the average age in North America increases, the number of nutritional studies seems to be increasing even faster. One that stands out for its size and accuracy is called the China study. In it, it proved conclusively that we do not need expensive proteins to maintain optimum health. In fact, the simplest plant-based foods are always the healthiest. Other studies that are relevant really point to large groups that are healthy at 100. They have a number of significant things in common, but one of them is that they grew all or most of their own food, and they ate very little expensive foods such as dairy and meat, which is what we're trying to encourage. But most Africans today are not growing their own food because of the dependency on expensive chemical fertilizers. Many are orphans today will have problems with malnutrition and malaria, and about 15% of the kids will actually have HIV. So what is the easiest and most cost-effective way to reach this large group of children? Well, growing your own foods is going to be a significant improvement, but what kind of foods would be the best? In the book Green for Life, Victoria Butinko did a study of the animals that actually have the strongest immune system. But she found out that their diet was actually very different from our diet today, in which up to 40% of their diet would be comprised of green leaves. She knew that we would go crazy if we actually tried to eat that many green leaves in terms of salads. We're just not used to it. In North America, we might have 10% of our diet might be green leaves. In orphanages, it's almost impossible for them to have any type of green leaf diet at all. And so she would advocate what she called green smoothies, in which she would take 3 good large handfuls of different types of green leaves, put them in a blender, and add fruit so that you actually like the taste of it. And so she advocates green smoothies. That actually breaks down the chlorophyll wall, and the absorption is very high. And these are some of the highest nutrient foods that you can actually eat. In Africa, we can grow lots of different plants that have green leaves. But the problem is that in some places there is no electricity. Some places we're actually able to buy them very powerful blenders so that they can feed the children these green smoothies. But other places that we're trying is actually to dry the leaves, and we can make them into a powder that they can add to the food after it's cooked. So we're actually at the point right now we're training natural medical advisors in nutrition to go to orphanages and community groups to really show them how to eat the highest nutrient foods. What we found is that when we teach orphanages and community groups how to grow their own high nutrient food, that they really don't know how to prepare it. They've never used it before. And so what we're doing is we're sponsoring recipe days where we try to get them all together in orphanages and community groups and teach them how to exchange recipes and how to prepare the highest nutrient food. Marnie Weiserman is a holistic nutritionist who teaches nutrition through the most amazing cooking classes. You can find her at marnieweiserman.com. Marnie and her boyfriend are going to be using their amazing skills to help us make our recipe days the most tasty and most exciting part of our whole program. Our goal, get enough creativity so that 40% of their diet is actually green leaves, whereas most orphans today get virtually no green in their diet. We're also looking at trying to use solar ovens where foods can be cooked at a much lower temperature to avoid killing a lot of the enzymes that are in it. So all in all, we're not only teaching them how to grow amazing food, but we want to walk them through that process where it's really a part of their culture to make the best nutritional choices for the children.